Hello, my name is Greg Gillis, and I'm in the band GirlTalk, and you're checking out www.jenesismagazine.com, Genesis with a J.
Cool.
412.
You've traveled all around the world playing shows in different continents. I was wondering how that's affected you as an artist and as a person.
Yeah, playing shows outside the country is very interesting, especially because there's such a huge U.S. influence on what I do, and there's so much American music sampled. Yeah, it definitely opens your eyes a little bit. Just there's subtleties, even going city to city in the United States. Very subtle, sometimes very distinct differences between crowds based in the city. So yeah, going to Europe for me is funny just because my record doesn't really exist over there as much as it does here, so it's almost playing there now is like playing in the United States 2 years ago, where there's a following but it's not as overwhelming.
Yeah.
And they have a whole different history of electronic music and how they understand the guy playing a computer, very different than the United States. So yeah, it gives you a lot of perspective. Just it makes you think about that there's people who don't all like understand the guy playing a laptop in this certain light. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I'm trying to do things mildly different. Like any band, you try to do your own thing, and it's interesting just to see how people interpret that overseas.
Copyright law is a serious issue facing you and many aspiring artists that are doing something similar to what you're doing or doing hip hop. Recently you were brought in front of the Supreme Court regarding the issue. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I actually wasn't there. They just talked about me, and I didn't know it was happening.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to think how this went down, because it was Mike Doyle of Pennsylvania.
I did read the excerpt from his
and
statement.
no one told me anything, which was one of his advisors, a younger guy, kind of brought my music to his attention. He was into it, and he kind of viewed it in a similar light to the way I view it. And he basically said that, what's the difference between Greg taking a sample, manipulating, making a new song out of it, and the Beatles stealing a Chuck Berry riff and making a new song out of it? Which is crazy, because it's a mildly progressive view, but you don't really hear people in government really talk about it that much.
I was fascinated when I was reading. I was like,
it was wild, and it's crazy because his house is like he lives really close to me and everything, and he grew up in Pittsburgh and everything like that. But yeah, someone just emailed me and was like, Greg, they're talking about you on Congress, and and I saw a YouTube of it, and it's very easy to get in contact with me. And I was just like, why didn't anyone tell me? It seemed very fake, and it was right after the DJ drama thing, so he mentioned that as well. And it was cool, and then me and him actually ended up meeting up and eating hot dogs in Pittsburgh one time, and he's a very nice guy.
When do we expect to see a new album? The new album?
It is very close to done, and I think I'll be following in the style of a lot of guys these days with as soon as I'm done, it will exist on the internet. I'll put it out there as soon as I'm done. So that should be, I'm guessing, the first week of June, so maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. And then we'll be manufacturing CDs and vinyl, so that will come out, however long it takes to get that out. But yeah, I've been working on it a lot in the past 3 months, so I'm excited to finish it up and see how people react.
You recently played a show at Mr. Small's venue right here in the city, and you said this at the beginning of the set.
I travel a little bit, and occasionally we have to think about it. Like, are we into this, or are we not into this? I don't want to think about it tonight. Let's just get into this.
Did the show reaffirm anything for you?
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh, for me, when I play here, it's like I have a lot of friends who come out, but there's also some added pressure of it just being like people know I'm from here. And it's almost like if things are going well, this show has to go well. Whereas any other city, it's like it can go any direction. So yeah, it was cool. People got down, and that was probably the wildest show in Pittsburgh I've ever played. So yeah, I think it's you can't. For me, it's like you can't waste time in a show just wondering if you're enjoying this or not. Just just feel it out. So yeah, I just felt very good about people getting nuts at that show.
Yo, Pittsburgh, thank you guys very much for coming out. I really appreciate it. I played 100 times in the city. I really appreciate it. This is the best spot I've loved. Please make some noise for every other band that played tonight. Some serious Pittsburgh magic to get out tonight. Seriously. Some of you may be a little bit more familiar with them than others, but literally every band that played tonight are people who've been doing this shit for years and years and years and years and years in Pittsburgh. They're doing their fucking thing, doing it right. Thank you very much.